Can you hear me? A little bit closer, probably. Okay. So, hi there. My name is Martin, and as I was introduced, I work as a lead game designer at Pixel Federation. Today's talk is about, I mean, it's a small clickbait, you know, from initial idea to $1 million in the bank. Yeah, wow, I have to see that. And when I started working on this presentation, I was trying to find an idea what could be the giveaway for you guys today, and then I realized I got only 15 minutes, and I got one small problem that when I start talking, I want to dive really deep into the topic, and 15 minutes wouldn't be enough. So, yeah, during my process of presentation, I was trying to distill that one essential idea. So this is me, yes, as you can see it says employee of the month, but the fun fact is that I took this picture, the selfie on the toilet, because this is just a sticker on the toilet. So for those of you guys who do not know Pixel Federation, just a small introduction, because we are not such a big player as the Asset or Volkswagen. So we're a game development company based here in Slovakia, in Bratislava, on the other side of the river Danube. And we make games. Jan, I really want to thank you for that introduction of low value activities. Come on, like now they won't be listening, but I have to work with this situation. Whatever. So right now there is 200 of us currently employed at Pixel Federation, and as I mentioned, we make games, and my position is game designer. And when I meet with my friends, or when I'm introduced with somebody, and you know, you're having a small talk, and so what do you do? And I say game designer, and his reaction is yes, game designer. So you make a graphics? No, not exactly. I do not make graphics, and actually it's a good thing that I don't do graphics because it would look really bad. So then he says, of course, okay. So game designer, that means that you're a coder, you develop games. No, I do not. So, and then there is no follow-up question at all. Basically, then there is a small silence. So then I have to take my word and I have to explain it. And that would usually take more than 15 minutes. Okay, so game design basically is that what I do is like this, everything. And literally everything, because as a game designer, you are, I would compare it to a product manager, basically not a product designer. So you have to design a product, and somehow, some way, I'm responsible for making games. So just a specific type of a product. But when I was making this talk, I realized that a lot of processes and that we do in our company and the system, how we work, is really similar with the product design in general, which is amazing, because what I'm going to show you today, you can apply to do, I don't know, in advertising, if you're making a huge, big, badass marketing campaign, or if you're developing a new door handle for your door. And this is really amazing about product design, and I always try to find the inspiration in the product design. So game design is about everything, yeah? And since it is everything, we had struggles, like I did right now. We had struggles you cannot do everything, you have to do something. So in our company we developed a small chart, or the segments, how we try to split up the game design. And game design, in essence, or how do we proceed in our company, is that first segment is the game loop, or the concept design. So basically that's that big picture ideas which define the rules, how the product, in my case games, should look like, what is the system, what you can do there, what you cannot do there, and you know, you just have to design the rule book for the game. Then you have the interaction, UX, UI, a really popular buzzword nowadays. Yeah, everybody wants to work in UX, user experience. And yeah, games are about interaction. It is not the movie where you basically sit in front of the screen and you try to watch the movie and try to find something in it. You have to interact with it. So that's one really important part in the game design, UX, UI. Then we get balance and data, which is the field of game design for the nerdy guys. You know, I mean, their favorite tool is Excel. So, and those guys exist and they're really good at it. And then the last guys in our company, they are world and story-driven game designers. So they are those guys who are able to create a huge, amazing stories with all those characters and everything. And this is really good that we can split it up because honestly, if you are able to master just one of those segments, you'll be really, really, really good. You cannot do everything. So since the game design is really complicated, there are some other approaches. This is another approach which tries to make another segments, but we could continue with this kind of segmentation to the end of this that talk, and we wouldn't find anything, so let's move on. As I told you, it's about everything, but in reality, it should be like this, you know, like this. This is the ideal state for the game designer. So the key takeaway for today is your creativity has to have strict borders, and you are responsible for defining those borders. Because if you do not define those borders, you will end up in the sea of your amazing ideas, and that is really dangerous. The product or game will never exist, and basically you're done. Like, you wasted 1 year of production force, and there is still no game because you are just diving deep in the sea of your ideas. Let's put this and this and this into the product. You know, maybe you will be in the nearby future developing your own application, and you know, you start with the MVP, minimal viable product, and suddenly before the release you realize that you are developing 10 different specific features for the product, and all of those features are targeting totally different audience, and this is really, really dangerous. So and especially in the creativity, because you know you have ideas and you like your ideas, so you want to make them live. So really try to keep this in mind. We'll come back to it later. So, as it was mentioned, I worked on a seaport, and what is really interesting for me, or it was really big experience for me, that I've been here from the day one, from the initial idea. And for those of you guys who do not know Seaport, it is the simulation game, or the casual game currently on Facebook, being developed for mobile and tablet, coming soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. And it's about developing your port, expanding your ship fleet, exploring new world. This is like the game defined. And small facts about the game. We had the quotes there, but whatever, I remember them. So currently on the Seaport, yeah, you know, I had like small, but whatever. The game was developed in just 7 months, from initial idea to the full public release on the market, which is really good, because really 7 months before release we had nothing, and I will come to the beginning. And right now, after the 7 months, the game is 1 year and a half year old, yes, hooray. And currently there are 20 people dedicated on the Seaport, so we got a quite large team, and we are publishing new update every single week. That's our development process, every single week. So divided age of the game, and you will see how many updates we already had. And what does mean every single update? The game changes, sometimes little, there are some minor changes, sometimes we make really large changes. And the thing is that at the beginning, the game didn't look like it looks today. Of course it didn't. And the beginning was just the definition of questions and more questions, which for a game designer it's not that easy, because the first question was like, what is Seaport? I didn't know. When people were asking, what is Seaport? I have no idea. And the question was, why do we make Seaport? And we wanted to make a game basically because we had really good success with the game. Maybe you have heard about the TrainStation, which was already downloaded by 20 million players and still being played worldwide. And we just gained a lot of knowledge on this game, and we have found a lot of issues with this game. So we wanted to evolve the game design in a kind of different topic, and wanted to just evolve, just to make a better quality product. So we knew why we are making Seaport, but there were still many more questions coming at myself, and I was not able to provide answers. You can see, what is the player's main goal? And right now we're talking really deep in the game, but just change the player. I don't know, what is your application's main goal? Are you developing navigation? What is the main goal of that customer or your user? So you can always apply it to your way of thinking. And then, what can I do at Seaport? I didn't even think about it, sorry. So what is the long-term project? So many questions, and many, many more. So what is the solution for this? Solutions is game design document. Yes, hooray. And what does game design document do? Once again, we can change it for the product design document, yes? Or, I don't know, advertising campaign document. And what does it do? Remember, your creativity has to have a strict borders, and that's what does a game design document do. Game design documents defines the basic borders of the game, and you have to define what you can do, what you cannot do, what you should do in 3 years if you want to use that game or the product, and you can see what is it, rules, game system, game loop, balance, interaction, what can I interact with, what I cannot interact with, and then you try to keep in mind that maybe in future the game will be published on different platforms. You have to keep in mind that maybe your game or application will be developed worldwide, so maybe you need 20 different language variations. How do you deal with that? Because every single language has a different needs for space. So you need to adjust your application, you need to create some empty space for the longer strings of sentences. So this is what you have to keep in mind, and game design document defines the big picture of the game. And it provides answers for those initial questions. So what you have to do when you are making this game design document, or marketing campaign, or making an application, whatever you do, or maybe on school project, you have to listen to others. Because if you do not, you will end up creating product not for them, but for yourself. And you can get easily lost in your field of those ideas. Because if you go back, if you go down to the basement, you start developing your own game, and you just go really deep. Like, let's make a RPG game with it. There will be barbarians, definitely, because I like them. But yesterday I've seen a movie with rocket launchers, and I need to put rocket launchers into the game. And wow, that Lamborghini on the street yesterday, that has to go there as well. And after 3 months, you get back from the basement to the public, and you will present your game. You'll be super proud, you'll be happy, you will be able to understand every single detail, because you've been there for 3 months, so you had a lot of time to think about it, yes? But nobody will understand. So that's the thing, during the process you have to discuss with your team to know the technical issues, technical limits, graphical limits, production limits, because maybe you can think about the idea, like this thing needs to go to the game. And the producer will tell you, what are you trying to achieve with that? And it happened in our company quite often with other game designers, that he comes up with idea, producers ask him, what do you want to do with that? And he says, I don't know, I feel it like that way. I feel it that way. End of the talk. There has to be a reason why you do it. You have to have a goal, what you want to achieve with the change, yes? So basically, if you are developing any kind of new feature, you have to have goals. I know we're talking basics, but trust me, a lot of senior designers in our company, including myself, we tend to forget about it. So listen to others, it will make you better, and if you are better and your team is better, the product is better. It's simple as that. So smarter every day. And if I had to wrap it up, creativity is a constant process of finding a new questions. Because this is what we're doing. We're trying to find new questions, and questions at the beginning, you've seen those questions at the beginning, and nowadays in 2017 we get totally different questions, like what will happen when we release the game for mobile? The game design has to change because there are different use cases, different scenarios. What will happen with the, I don't know, exploration? Because once you know, map has a certain limits. It even happened in humanity. there is not much space left on planet Earth for discovery, maybe oceans of course, but on the land, I don't know, like there won't be another Christopher Columbus, yes? So these are the questions which are bothering us right now, and maybe if I were here in 2018 or 19, I would have totally different questions. So this is the development of any product. You have to find the questions, and if you are not able to find the new questions, how to develop your product, maybe you should start thinking about maybe new product. If you are not, maybe need just to take a small holiday and gain a new inspiration. Really, this one helps, but that will be in another talk. So, trends for 2017, we're looking for mobile because those devices have a power, and average age of gamer is right now 30 years plus. Average age of our players on Seaport is male 50 plus. Or 50 minus 6, so the games are not being played just by the kids, that's the thing, and that's what we hope to achieve, and that's why we want to go on the mobile tablets, because we honestly believe that is the future. There has been a lot of talks about VR, but VR is not yet here, but maybe in the next upcoming years. So that's it from me, and hope you like my talk. Thank you very much. Wow.